For Robots Attacking the City, Jimmy came in with such a strong idea. He wanted to do it wall to wall, start to finish, as its own self-contained story, as opposed to our regular format where we intercut with the interview. And we were like, what the heck? Let's go for it.
Jimmy Marble is one of the most creative directors that I've ever met, and he seriously lives in another dimension. With Jimmy, we wanted to be pretty experimental and let his vision that he came in with come through. And at the same time, we said, okay, can you also take pieces of your film and then, you know, put them on top of Miley's interview the way that we do with the other ones?
He actually used Miley, the girl who told the story, in the piece. She's not only narrating it, but she shows up as a sort of star of the show.
Just meeting Miley was like, this is a kid that is pure positive energy. Like, she's so fearless. We were sitting down and I just had a notebook. I had written out the script and there were all these like chunks where I knew that there was gonna be dialogue. And so I was like, okay, Miley, so in the story right now, we're dealing with this and these two characters are talking, what do they say to each other? And she just sits back and just is like, he says blah, 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 blah. She says blah, 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 blah. And it's like, wow, okay, Miley, you didn't even think about that, but you nailed it. How did you do that? She's just a good storyteller.
Jimmy's been great with the kids. That's, you know, it's always great to see because that's kind of what we were looking for. We want the kids to be part of the process as much as possible so that they get to see their work and be happy with it. You know, that's the ultimate goal, is to have a kid watch what they've created and be delighted.
Not many people get the opportunity to have their stories get told like this. So I'm really happy that like someone with such a vibrant imagination like Miley has a story that's like had like costumes and light and like all these production elements invested into it for the whole world to see.
Jimmy used so little to show so much, and I think that's really kind of the beauty of this, is that he, you know, he didn't have, you know, $20 million. Those are rolls of paper behind every scene. It's just, you know, they clamped up 2 pieces of paper and then put people in front of them, and it looks amazing.
I like it when you can like tell that it's made by a person, because you can kind of feel the spirit of whoever's making it. I just want people to be like inspired to think and like kind of engage with what they're being given. So hopefully it's just like people, you know, a kid will watch it and be like, oh cool, I could do that, I could write a story. And hopefully an adult will watch it and be also hopefully equally as inspired.
Hi. Hi. This is where I've been all day. I played grandma, even though I'm younger. I mean, young for old, okay? So I'm old. I love being old so I can get part. Amy and Sage, thank you so much for casting me.
So my buddy Sage did the casting. We had a couple ladies come in for grandma, but Sheila was awesome. She came in with this like great vibe, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for in a grandma. I want somebody who's gonna give me a hug. Marco was also, we didn't know him. Ricky, his name's Ricky. He had like the sweetest voice, and he kind of also had this like a little bit of like this like sass to him. So I was like, pull it back, Ricky, pull it back, kid. And he did, and I was like, all right, you're in, Ricky.
I guess when I first heard it was written by kids, I got excited, because kids don't have that, they don't have boundaries with how they create. So there's no wrong, it exists. And I felt like that was gonna make for an exciting journey for story, character. I felt the lines were gonna be reflective of a young mind.
I just wanted to like respect Miley's imagination. I feel like it could have been like easy to like have it be like goofy. Like when the grandma and the scientists are talking together, having that heart to heart, they're saying such silly things, but like if the subtitles weren't there, you'd have no idea that Miley had written such like a funny moment. But having the actors like take it seriously and have them like really embody the characters. I just loved working with Miley's script in that way, and just having it be like, this is serious. This is a serious script, and I'm gonna treat it with a lot of respect.
The truth of what Miley wrote is what everyone's focusing around. And so whether it's touching or funny or infuriating or confusing is less relevant than it's honest, because it was written honestly.
Community is just important. And to make something with people you love and people you respect, it makes it really easy, because there's a lot of like trust involved. I'm really lucky to have such talented friends, and so positive, and so like accepting of the challenge. And it was a great project to work on.